Hello friends, welcome to this new series in which we will do the quick revision of Indian polity through topic wise multiple choice questions. So this will be a series of around 50 videos, and in each video we will be discussing around 10 multiple choice questions on one particular topic in each video. So for example, in this video we are going to discuss 10 MCQs on evolution or historical background of the Constitution of India. So this will be a series of 50 videos in which 10 MCQs each will be discussed. So I request you to take a pause after every question and work out the answer yourself, and after that you should hear the answer. And at the end of the video I have also provided a scale for you to judge your performance. So first question under the evolution of the Constitution is that under which act for the first time companies' territories in India were called British possessions in India. So there were various acts that preceded the Constitution of India, and these acts were passed by the British for Indian administration. So under which act for the first time the British possessions in India were called the British possessions in India? So the answer is the Pitt's India Act of 1784. The second question is, who was the first Indian to give the idea of a constituent assembly for India? A. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, B. B.N. Rao, C. Jawaharlal Nehru, or D. M.N. Roy? So the correct answer is D. M.N. Roy. So M.N. Roy was a communist leader, and in the year 1934 he was the first person who said that India should have its own constituent assembly. And as a result, in the next year, in the year 1935, the Indian National Congress for the first time passed the resolution demanding that a constituent assembly be made for India. Third question is, which of the following acts became one of the largest sources of Indian Constitution? Now we know that Indian Constitution is a blend of various sources and various constitutions around the world. For example, the parliamentary system was taken from the Britain, and the concept of say liberty, equality, fraternity was taken from the French Revolution. Similarly, we can say that the judicial review as a principle was borrowed from the US Constitution. So it is a blend of various constitutions. So the question is asking that which of the following acts became one of the largest sources of Indian Constitution. So we had not only borrowed from various constitutions, we had also borrowed from the laws that British passed for Indian administration. So among which of these acts the maximum portion was borrowed into the Constitution? The options are A. Government of India Act 1919, B. Indian Councils Act 1909, C. Government of India Act 1935, or D. Indian Independence Act 1947. So the correct answer is C. Government of India Act 1935. So this was the act under which there were provisions for public service commissions, there were provisions for provincial administration, and all those were borrowed. In fact, it is rightly said that around 2/3 of this act was exactly taken and copied into the Indian Constitution with minor modifications here and there. The fourth question is, the Central Public Service Commission or CPSC, which later became the Union Public Service Commission or UPSC under the Constitution, was established in which year? So the options are A. 1879, B. 1926, C. 1858, or D. 1935. So the correct answer is B. 1926. See, the Indian Councils Act of 1909, also known as the Morley-Minto Reforms, and the Government of India Act of 1919, also known as the Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms, were the two major laws that were passed by the British that took various features into the Constitution. So it was in the Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms of 1919 that the Central Public Service Commission's provision was first time given, and as a result of it, it was established in the year 1926. After that, it came to be known as the Federal Public Service Commission, and once the Constitution came into force in the year 1950, it came to be known as the Union Public Service Commission as we know it today. The fifth question is, which of the following is incorrect about the Regulating Act of 1773. So it was one of the first legislations to be passed by the British for the administration of India. So the question is asking for the incorrect statement. That means 3 of these statements are correct and 1 is incorrect. So the options are: A, it established Supreme Court at Calcutta; B, it established Board of Control; C, it created a 4-member executive council to assist the Governor General of Bengal; or D, the Bombay and Madras became subordinate to the Governor General of Bengal. So the correct answer here is B, established Board of Control. So actually this is the incorrect statement. Actually, the Regulating Act of 1773 did not establish a Board of Control, rather it had established a Court of Directors. All other 3 statements are correct. That means the Regulating Act of 1773 established Supreme Court at Calcutta. It created a 4-member executive council to assist the Governor General of Bengal, and it also made the governors of Bombay and Madras subordinate to the Governor General of Bengal. The 6th question is: the Government of India Act 1919, or the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms of 1919, did not provide separate electorates for. So as we know, the Government of India Act 1919 provided separate electorates for around 4 classes of people or 4 categories of people. But which among the following is not one of those categories? So the options are: A, Parsis; B, Europeans; C, Indian Christians; and D, Sikhs. So the correct answer here is A, Parsis. The Act did not provide separate electorate for Parsis. Rather, the 4 categories were Europeans, Indian Christians, Sikhs, and Anglo-Indians. So these were those 4 categories for which separate electorates were provided by this particular Act. The 7th question is: the Constituent Assembly for India was constituted as per which plan? So in most of these plans, there was an idea of Constituent Assembly, but the question is asking that under which Act was the Constituent Assembly actually constituted? So let us see the options. A, August Offer; B, Cripps Mission; C, Cabinet Mission; or D, Mountbatten Plan. So the correct answer is C, Cabinet Mission. So I am giving a pause after every question so that you can pause the video and you can guess your own, you can work out the question by yourself. So the answer here is Cabinet Mission. So in the year 1946, the Cabinet Mission gave the plan for Constituent Assembly, and under the Cabinet Mission, the Constituent Assembly was actually constituted. Our 8th question is: which was the first country in the world to have a written constitution? The options are: A, United States; B, United Kingdom; C, Greece; or D, France. So the correct answer is A, United States of America. So United States of America got a written constitution in 1776, whereas all other countries either got it late or do not have a written constitution at all. For example, the United Kingdom does not have a written constitution. It has an unwritten constitution. Similarly, Greece and France got it much later. So 9th question is: who is known as the father of communal electorate in India? The options are: A, Lord Minto; B, Lord Morley; C, Lord Montagu; or D, Lord Chelmsford. So the correct answer here is A, Lord Minto. So in the Morley-Minto reforms of 1909, this was the first time when Muslims were granted separate electorate. So that was known as the beginning of communal electorates in India, or the beginning of communalism in India. And Lord Minto was the chief architect of those reforms. That's why he is known as the father of communal electorate in India. Our 10th and last question is: which act recognized the portfolio system that was introduced by Lord Canning? So Lord Canning introduced portfolio system, and later on it was recognized by a particular act. So you have to identify that act. First of all, Let's see what a portfolio system is. So portfolio system simply means different ministries or departments are allocated to different persons for management and administration. So that is portfolio system. So the options are A. Government of India Act 1858, B. Indian Councils Act 1861, C. Indian Councils Act 1892, or D. Government of India Act 1909. So the correct answer is B. Indian Councils Act 1861. So Lord Canning had introduced the portfolio system in the year 1859. However, it got recognized only in the Act of 1861. So I hope you would have maintained a score of how many correct questions did you get. So even if you do not factor the negative marking, if you have got 9 to 10 correct, your score is outstanding. If it is from 7 to 8, then you have performed good, really well. If your score is 5 or 6, then you have an average score. But if your score is 4 or less than 4, then you need to work really hard. So this is for your own self-evaluation. So thank you everyone. Keep following this series. We will be posting 10 questions daily, and we will be giving you the schedule of that particular MCQs in advance so that you can read that topic and then attempt the questions so that you can better evaluate yourself for the upcoming exams. Thank you.